Well, it might be a little bit early for Halloween. We figured we'd get the Halloween special out of the way a little early so that everybody can go trick or treating, do your bar crawls, dress up, have your sexy parties over the weekend. I know everybody has a lot of festivities going on. So, Scruff Enuff, episode 7. Hope I was right about that number. I think I already lost count. So, thanks for tuning in. We got a great show. Darren Cowan from Affordable Shoe Review is here. We're going to talk beards. We're going to talk shoes. Got a couple new releases. Got some trick or treat trivia and some fun stuff to talk about. So here you go.
They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now. Best of me now. Best of me now. Best of me. They want the best of me now. Best of me now. Best of me now. Best of me. They want the best of me now.
We are back. I'm going to go ahead and bring my man on. What is up, Darren? How are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm great. Excited to be here. I think it's really cool when multiple different worlds collaborate, crossover, all that. So very excited to be here and hope the audience enjoys the live stream today.
Yeah, me too. I know that we have a pretty cool way of initially meeting, very, very unorthodox, if you will. And I want to stop and say hi to everybody real quick. Thomas, thanks for joining in.
What's going on,
Bearded
Thomas?
Jedi, what's up, brother?
I'm a big Star Wars fan. So
Beard History, I know who that is. Derek from Beach Bum Beards is in the house. We don't say that on this channel. We are Buckeye fans, but thanks for tuning in. Bearded Beanie, what's up, brother? Yeah, sorry. King Luna, what's up, man? Patrick, how's it going? And Derek is here ×2. Actually, I was his co-host, not the other way around. I weaseled my way onto that show, and he's helped me out a lot. So, but so Darren reached out to me probably like maybe a month and a half, couple months with kind of a really interesting proposition you don't really get from someone we don't really, I guess, talk to. But tell everybody what you did recently, by the way.
Yeah, so roughly 2 months ago, I saw another popular shoe tuber. That's what they call the sneaker YouTubers. So a popular shoe tuber, like a little over 2 million subscribers, and he did this video where he messaged or DM'd 100 different brands asking for free stuff. Right? Obviously, him being massive with over 2 million subscribers, he got a lot of companies to send him free stuff. So I thought, me as a smaller YouTuber, I have a little over 3,300 subscribers. I was thinking to myself, let's see if me as a small YouTuber can reach out to companies and see if anybody would send me free, merchandise or whatever. So Matt happened to be one of the companies. I am a Christian man. I love supporting Christian companies. So I saw Matt's company and I really wanted to reach out, and I love my beard. I love beard products. I've only used like generic in-store beard products before. So I thought it was really interesting. And I sent Matt a message asking, hey, do you mind sending me anything for free? And sent over 2 different beard oils. And to me, the video's done really well for my channel. So I've really enjoyed that. It's been great. I've gained, probably 30 to 40 subscribers directly from that video. So it's been awesome. So it was a really unconventional way for us to meet. Just me sending random DMs to a whole bunch of companies. But I know you and I have chatted back and forth on Instagram quite a bit, and you're a cool dude, so I'm glad that we're able to collaborate and hang out now.
Yeah, and I know that you do not review beard care products. You're not in the genre of men's grooming, men's beard care, men's cosmetics. Kind of what my whole forte is. Obviously, I'm a guy, like I'm a shoe guy, not as much as you would be. But when you reached out, I was like, this is actually really, really cool. I'd like to try and get on this. And you mentioned the video and reviewing and stuff, and which really turned out. Everybody needs to go check that out. If you haven't already, subscribe to Affordable Shoe Review. He released that where he everyone that did send him these products. There was some merch, some shirts, some hats, and then you had me. He's got a couple of beard oils, which is completely definitely probably not what he expected or that he would do reviews on or talk about. Decided to kind of just like, all right, sure, that sounds like a really awesome thing. I've never been a part of something like that, so I did it, and we chatted. And you're a Christian guy. You like the brand. You do have a beard. You're starting your beard journey. And you definitely you could use some beard products like the rest of us. And I thought maybe it'd be awesome. So, and here we are. So, I'm excited. And what two oils did you ask? I think you asked for a specific two, I think.
So I asked for indoor, which you sent me, and then you added in Florida Blanca because that was your most popular scent at the time. So honestly, I loved them both. And then I went back like 2 days later and I bought a beard butter from the Smash, which I absolutely love. That's my favorite of the three. Not that I think any of the three are bad. They're not, but that's my favorite of the three for sure.
Dan Beard of the North actually has, I think, 3 different indoors, 2 of the same one, and then the new one that's been released. And
Okay.
I could be a Smurf for Halloween, turning blue, waiting on his review. But I don't, we don't need to talk about that. He's busy. He's got some stuff going on right now. We love him. I love his TikToks. He's gonna get banned. He's gonna come back. He's gonna get banned. He's gonna come back. Send him straight to my DMs, Dan.
So another semi connection between us. You're from Tampa, correct?
Tampa, Florida, yes.
Yeah. So I actually worked at Busch Gardens up here in Virginia. I live in Virginia. So I worked at Busch Gardens for 9 years. You have a Busch Gardens in Tampa. And that's kind of where the beard journey didn't start because I worked in culinary at Busch Gardens, so I had to be clean shaven. And so post Busch Gardens is where the facial hair has really started for me. But I know
there's a lot of
Tampa.
When you change professions, it's you'll find yourself being able to do something a little different. I am lucky being able to work at the post office too, you can have a beard and you can have tattoos and you could be a little bit I guess you have a little bit more fun with it. They don't harass you about that.
Right.
In Virginia, do they have a brewery, or was that just in Tampa? Because I know that when I first moved here in 1996, they did still have the Anheuser-Busch brewery connected to the park.
Yes. So when I started working there in 2008, Busch Gardens was still owned by Anheuser-Busch at the time. So there was a brewery right beside. There's still a brewery right beside Busch Gardens, but now Busch Gardens is owned by SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment.
Okay, so something they got rid of, and I think a lot of people are probably happy with as far as the humidity here in Tampa and the smell goes. They weren't really big fans.
I gotcha. Yeah, so now I work for a financial institution in the HR department. So much different than working culinary for a theme park.
That is good. Even, I mean, what was it like doing culinary in a theme park? Is it like mass production of, the attendees of the park, or do you have more of like a compartmentalized role?
So I was in a kitchen specific to one of the different restaurants, so called the Fest House. It was the biggest operation in the park. I was a supervisor in the kitchen, and yeah, it was intense. I mean, you're serving thousands upon thousands of people every day, so it is definitely an interesting world and a lot different than what I do now.
And now that you have the HR job, you're able to kind of get into what else you do, and that more or less pertains to your channel, Affordable Shoe Review, where you do what? Tell us a little bit about your channel, what it is you do, what you review, and kind of what the goal and your audience base would be.
Gotcha. So I started YouTube roughly 3-ish years ago. It has been a slow growth process. It's not overnight. A lot of people nowadays, and I hear kids all the time, they're like, "Oh, I want to be an influencer," right? That's kind of the the thought that a lot of people have. They don't realize how quickly you actually gain subscribers and a following. It's not fast. Uh, so I've put out roughly 350 videos slash shorts. So 350 pieces of content, and I have a little over 3,000 subscribers. So it's not fast at all. But for me, I was lucky enough. I just love sneakers. I've been known to bounce around hobbies. My wife will tell you that I bounce around hobbies. It started like a couple of years ago. I liked football cards. I was really into football cards. Moved into like board games. I loved board games. And then I was like, I saw a video of a dude doing like a Jordan 1 collection video. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing that I've ever seen. So I really wanted to, I don't know, have a Jordan 1 collection. That was kind of the thing that started it. But I realized I liked all sneakers and streetwear. And what really started the YouTube channel was that I hit on a very rare pair of sneakers, and I hit on those for retail during a raffle. And that was the Chunky Donkey Nike SBs. It was a Nike collaboration with Ben and Jerry's, which is a very popular ice cream company. I think that you have a picture of those to show the audience. They're ugly, in my opinion. They're very ugly, but they're worth a ton of money because they are.
Yeah.
There
If
you go.
anybody doesn't know about the chunky donkeys, these are some of the coolest. I mean, looking, I think you say they're ugly, but they're like so ugly they're cute. They look
Yeah.
exactly like the Ben and Jerry's. I believe it's Chunky Monkey is the ice cream
Yeah.
that they're modeled after.
Yep.
Uh, and it looks just like, like it has the cow print, the dripping yellow Nike swoosh. I don't see a lot of these on people's feet
No.
out
So
and
this
about, but
shoe,
it seems to be good.
so this shoe right now is probably worth about $2,000.
That specific pair.
Yes, that specific pair. So the Chunky Donkey is worth about 2 grand because it was so limited and there were so few pairs available. I was just lucky enough to hit like the sneaker lottery, and I got that pair for retail, which was $100. I ended up selling them for
Oh
about
wow.
$17 at the time. So I made a lot of money, and that's kind of what started my journey. But since I had them in hand for a short period of time, I made a video on them, and that's what started the YouTube journey.
And since then, is it something that you do a lot of? You enter which I'm familiar with. I've never entered a shoe lottery. I know Nike
Yeah.
has to do that now for certain pairs of shoes. Is that something you enter frequently based off the type of the value of the shoe that that's like will have a resale value, or do you ever enter shoes just to have for yourself that you might wear, or
So
is
there's
it more of
a lot of shoes I like to wear. So I will purchase shoes to wear. I probably have a rotation of 15-ish sneakers that I wear right now. So not a huge number, but I have a lot of pairs that I actually buy and I hold to see if they'll go up in value and then sell them later on down the line as they go up. Because the longer it's been since the release, obviously the more and more, the less and less new pairs there are because people are wearing them. So the less and less new pairs, the more valuable the new pairs go up. So you can see right behind me, I probably have 60 shoes on this wall, 60 pairs right behind me that I'm just holding, hoping they go up in value. If not, I'll probably get retail back for them. So I'm not losing any money, but I'm hoping to gain money by holding all those sneakers behind me.
I am currently hoping that my Garbage Pail Kids collection pays off. I don't think that
got to go back up in the attic and get all the Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies, and that I think was it's my call to be like the one thing that I have that I can collect. I know this is not a good segue, by the way, but I think there's Garbage Pail Kids came out with like it's like a little bit of a Halloween theme. They came out with two versions of each card, 1A, 1B. They had different names.
Oh, I gotcha.
Back in the 80s, they're made by Topps, and I actually have 1B of the Garbage Pail Kids, the original set. 1A I think is worth a few $1,000s. Unfortunately, 1B is only worth like $50. So you have to have like the number one, or it's not worth a whole lot. But so how many pairs of shoes do you have in total? Do you know the number?
Yeah, 60 to 70 probably. That would be my guess.
Okay, so that's okay.
My wife probably knows better. She might like throw it in my face every time a new pair comes in. Like you got another pair of shoes. Yeah, so she probably knows better than I do.
Well, yeah, it's that's something I think I probably have. I don't know, 20, 25 pairs of shoes. I obviously don't wear them all. They're not for collectors, but if I go through a phase where if I find a pair of shoes I like to search for them in different colorways to wear a lot. I don't know if anybody else out there does that. Does anybody else out there do that? Have that thing that they have to like it, so they have 2, 3, 4 versions. About that in the comments if that's something you guys do too. See, we have troublemakers on this. Their shoes. It's also it's a hobby. It is like it's a business. Like what's the most expensive pair that you have currently that you know of?
Hold on. It's right behind me. Sorry. I should have been prepared for that question.
No, not at all.
All right,
we don't have a time limit or format here.
Got a Nike box here. Are you familiar? What kind of music do you listen to?
I am more of a country music fan, but I have a hip hop heritage, so I am familiar with what I think you might be pulling out. Are those some form of a Travis Scott?
There you go. Yes, sir. So
version.
This is Travis Scott and Fragment. Fragment is a Japanese retailer. Triple collaboration on this pair of Air Jordan 1 lows. So I think these are actually a decent looking shoe. I'm not a huge fan of black and blue together, but I think it works well on this shoe. This pair in a size 13, which is my size, this is probably an $1,100 sneaker. So that's probably the most expensive sneaker currently in my collection. So probably about a little over $1,000 on this pair right here. So obviously,
and that's something you're holding on to that you think's going to go up, or that's something it's kind of like the cornerstone of your collection that you're going to hold on to.
So Travis Scott has actually come out and said that he's done making Jordans or Jordan 1s in particular with Nike. So I think that all Jordan 1s will eventually go up in value. So even though these are already an $1,100 shoe, I think that eventually there'll be a $1,500 shoe somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty good. A lot of guys that will make fun of the shoes. There are men in this chat room, including myself, even though I am a creator. I'm in a beard care company owner that have 50, 100, 200 different beard oils on their shelf that are in rotation. Obviously, that's something they do wear, but can also be what I like to try and do is create them as to be collectors, so that on your shelf you can actually see, the beard oils, the butters, something that matches with the colors.
Yes, sir.
And that's, so I'll go for the cheap plug right now.
Hey,
Zebulun, the 10th tribe of Israel, is out now. Released today at 11 a.m. Combos are $39.99. It's the 10th tribe. There's only 2 left. If you did get the poster, you should have a lot of these stickers already attached. I have a little bit of a deal. If you use offer code Israel, if you buy Zebulun or one of the other ones you don't have, or you think you might like another one more, you buy one, get one 50% off. You use offer code Israel. So Zebulun is out now. It is a Earl Grey, apple, woods, earth, and a vervain olive blossom. This actually one of the few that I think I have that is not a layered scent. This is more of a blended, it's well-rounded. There is some diptyque Oud de Paris in this scent as well. It's very well-rounded. It's masculine. It's musky. It's not a sweet of the scents you would expect from me. So I actually do really like this one. I think it's probably the best of the tribes at the moment. I do have 2 more. So, but there's that as far as collectors. So try and do stuff like that as well. You mentioned a couple of the other hobbies other than shoes. Well, actually, we'll go back to the shoes. So you have over 60 pairs. I
yes,
pulled a couple. I know that are Halloween themed.
I like.
That I wanted you to chat about, because I think you recently did a short review recently on these, which I thought were really cool. They're ones I actually looked for after you did the review. The Nike SB High, I think there's a Jordan ones. The Sweet Tooth is the name of them.
Yeah, so this is a Dunk High, which Dunk Highs and Jordan 1s look almost exactly alike. They're just missing the Jordan logo right here.
Okay.
Yeah, but the candy corn.
That's the only difference between a Dunk High and a Jordan 1.
There's a couple other minor structural differences, but they're very similar. Like the Dunk High was the precursor to the Air Jordan 1, that kind of thing. But very similar. So yeah, for Halloween,
okay,
this is definitely up there for me. It looks, as far as a representation of something put onto a sneaker, I think candy corn being put onto the sneaker, it looks exactly like candy corn. And I love the gradient, so how it kind of blends versus just hard cuts for the different colors. I think that's really cool. And then some hidden details like the Nike, and it's got a candy corn for the eye. If you guys can see that there. I think that's really cool.
Little Easter egg there on those shoes. That's actually really cool. You get some detail on the laces.
Yeah, and then on the back it's actually got warning, and it says right here, "Do not take candy from strangers." So I think that's really cool too. Sorry, last detail. Can you see
that's a really cool looking shoe.
You see the bite mark there?
I did a little bit of researching. Yeah, I see the bite mark. I think the sole itself doesn't have I think like candy corn print on the actual insole of the shoe.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pull the insole out. I'll see. Hold on. I have a fight with it. So I don't unlace them if new, and I don't plan to wear them because I want to sell them as new. I don't know that I can get out of there, but yeah, there's candy corn all over the insole too, which is really cool.
No, that's fine. Yeah, those are really cool shoes. I am not an advocate of candy corn. It's probably on my list. We'll do a little back and forth later about Halloween candy, but I'm not a fan of candy corn. But those shoes are actually really awesome. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, all the detail on those. Yeah. I see Ellie mentions too that if she has a collecting problem with so many Legos and collectibles. That's another thing that I think I've seen a lot of just walking through Target. I saw on an end cap that you can get, like, I think it was the DeLorean from Back to the Future,
And
and it was
so Legos are one of
$200, $300.
so Legos are one of those things that have just, with popularity, have skyrocketed in monetary value too. I mean, a set of Legos is selling for 150, $200 easy nowadays, which is crazy.
It is like Star Wars obviously is big, but even just when something cool to the guy where I walk by and go, well, that'd be really cool to maybe just have, and it's like $200-$300, but people have actually purchased them all, and they're only available for resale, where it's a collecting and resale type of mentality now, rather than you collecting to even like say play with,
Right.
even as an adult.
Yeah, I have a 1-year-old, so Legos are not for us yet because they would just be choking hazards. But one day, hopefully, I'll get into the Legos with my
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Batmobile. Yeah. Okay. So you guys both have that. That's 200. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I get it, but it's one of those things where, like, how important is it to have that one thing if you can get all of them?
So can I?
Let's say another one of the shoes that you could talk about too. That you talk. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Bearded Jedi a Star Wars fan? I'm assuming. I wonder if he'll answer that. But
Then Mike, you a Star Wars fan? You and Ellie? You can probably pop that in the comments there. I think if you're checking or watching on YouTube on a phone, you see the comments come in. I don't know if you can see them here on the screen.
the only reason I asked that is because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I have several like Star Wars themed sneakers sitting beside me too. You can see the Baby Yoda, the Grogu, like
Nice.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah, they huge Star Wars fans.
Yes. Yeah, I probably have 3 or 4 Star Wars themed sneakers.
I imagine those would be good for resale too.
Yeah. I also have, like, you talked about tattoos a little earlier in the stream, and how you can have tattoos where you work. Actually, my job just recently, like, I guess, lessened the restrictions on tattoos where we can actually have them visible. I have 3 Star Wars tattoos as well, so I'm full on Star Wars.
Nice. Planning on getting more?
Maybe. So I have a really big, like, AT-AT, if you know what that is, if you're a Star Wars fan, on my left thigh. So I probably want,
I
like,
think I'm confused between like the MTAT.
okay, yeah. So, the really big walkers on the snow planet, if to put it in simple terms, like the really big walkers in Empire Strikes Back. I have one of those on my left thigh, and so I need some snow speeders on my right thigh. So maybe one day.
Be cool having to do like the yeah. Yeah, tattoos are not cheap. Just recently got another one, so they're tough to but you have to plan them out. So that's the other thing too.
Right.
You know, finding the good artist to go to. I'm wearing one of my favorite scary movie theme shirts today. Not going with the Bay Area Beer Company apparel. I'm actually wearing a little bit of a Halloween theme. Nightmare on Elm Street, which actually brings me to another pair of shoes that gets even more insane than the Travis Scott lows. I think you talk a bit about this one. This one is insane. I learned about this looking for it to see if, because I thought it would be a nice pair to have or wear for Halloween. These
So
the Nike SB Dunks, the Freddy Krueger shoes.
So if I'm not mistaken, these were done as
If anybody wants to see that.
So if I'm not mistaken, these were done as a custom from a guy called the Shoe Surgeon, and he is extremely, extremely, extremely popular as a sneaker customizer. I hope I'm right there. I think that's correct. So he did a very limited number of the Freddy Krueger dunks that you just showed off. I know some people in the chat earlier were like, their shoes, why are they worth so much money? The Freddy Krueger dunks that he just showed off, for a single pair of those, you're probably going to spend about $20,000. So you're talking a brand new car, like a brand new vehicle, or that pair of shoes. Because there's probably only, I don't know, there's probably 100 of them, maybe 200 of them in the world. So because they are so rare, that's like legit $20,000 in a pair of sneakers.
And I actually did a little researching. I'm like, this is insane. I looked on StockX, so there were pairs that were going for 40,000, and then people just trying to be outrageous. They were even more than that for a pair of shoes that because they only made like a very small amount that was supposed to be for the movie that they released,
Yeah,
and then decided that
2014, something like that.
Didn't say hi to Mike. What's up, Mike? How's it going, brother? If you haven't already, send this out. See if we can get some more people in here. We're going to do a couple of giveaways. We're going to do a little bit of a trick or treat trivia. So I have that. So you can join in. Send this out. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Please. Really helps out.
Size?
I mean, what's that?
What size shoe do you wear?
I'm also a 13.
Hey.
So yeah. 6'4", size 13 shoe. It's, and here's the issue is I'm more of a DH Gate fan. I'm one of the guys that buys the fake Jordans because I'm not gonna. I like to wear them. I like to be stylish. I like to have the ones like for certain outfits. I can't, go and spend $200, $300, $400, $500 or more just to have them and wear them out. The basketball shoes are a little tougher to get. The dunks, the Jordan ones, they're easier to get because they are technically a basketball shoe. Any of the skater shoes, maybe like the Dunk Lows or some other styles like some Adidas. Those are tougher to get. They don't come in bigger sizes, but
right.
So when you get the shoes, you just kind of get them in any size that might be popular, or would you get them in your size? Do you always go for a 13?
So I always go for a 13 in hopes that, if I end up liking them more in hand, then I could wear them. So I always go for them in a size 13. If I don't end up hitting them, it's fine. I'll be honest, right now with inflation the way that it is, the sneaker market is very down. Are you familiar with the Last Dance documentary about Michael Jordan that came out on Netflix a couple of years ago?
Yes, that was a great documentary.
It was fantastic. One of the best documentaries I've ever watched. And during the Last Dance, or right after the Last Dance premiered, sneaker market was insane because people realized like how cool it was to have Michael Jordan's shoes, especially for the younger generation that had never seen him play. So I'm 33. So I remember sitting and watching Michael Jordan with my dad, playing the Celtics, Larry Bird and all that kind of stuff. So I remembered Michael Jordan, but for the younger generation that watched that documentary, they were like, oh, he was actually legit. Like one of the best, if not the best basketball player ever. In my opinion, he's the best basketball player ever. But the sneaker market just skyrocketed after that documentary came out. And now it's kind of hit the lull where it's dropping back down again due to inflation and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely an argument. I'm 43 years old, so I definitely grew up liking Michael Jordan, being a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kid playing basketball, playing sports too. And long before LeBron, even though I'm from Columbus, Ohio, so I am also a LeBron fan. And that's definitely an argument we can go back and forth on. But I have both their shoes. I'm a Kobe, LeBron, Jordan shoe guy. So I don't know how we would win that if you'd see how many pairs of Kobe's I think I have.
Oh,
You do have one more pair of shoes that you said you wanted.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said you can go ahead because I think you had one more pair of shoes that I have a picture of that you said you're a fan of, which these are cool too. But go ahead.
Pull them up.
Again, we're back on Halloween theme.
So
These will
this is
pop
the
up.
Nike, the Nike.
The Nike SB Dunk Low Mummies.
There you go. So these came out 2 years ago for Halloween, and you can't see it on the picture, but on the back there's actually mummy eyes. The midsole, outsole is glow in the dark, but just like a mummy, like it's kind of layered where you could actually cut away different parts of the upper to reveal other things. So kind of like a mummy would have rags all wrapped around it. You can cut away different parts of the sneaker to reveal like spider webs and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really cool. That's a really nice touch from Nike to add that cutaway, tear away layer onto that shoe.
And so you could literally peel or cut away the layer and it reveals, again, some more Easter eggs, if you will.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a very cool pair. They're probably around $700 right now in a size 13, so I won't ever have them, but they're cool to look at.
Yeah, I'm able to go on DHgate and find a couple of these colorways, but there are some that are just so intricate that they're in the ether forever, and it's not something you're ever going to find again. I think I was able to find. I know this was another one. I'm not sure. I don't think it was Travis Scott. This was more of an Eminem. I think it was the Eminem Jordan 4s was another one. They were all like a royal blue.
That's a second mortgage right there.
I think color. Yeah, that's another shoe. Like the Krugers is like a $50,000 shoe.
Yeah, $40,000 to $50,000 shoe.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have that much.
I think we've been at 37. Yeah, that's going to be tough to get for sure. So the people in the chat, we'll do a giveaway for trick or treat trivia next. If anybody what's up, Isaac? How's it going, brother? For the new Bay Area Beard Co. mustache wax. If you have a mustache, you want to tame it. This is my mustache this evening is waxed up. So medium tacky. It's beeswax, pine rosin, lanolin, and coconut oil. So modeled this after very, very good mustache waxes. I didn't want a super firm where you couldn't wash it out with the beard wash or soap and water. But this is kind of a medium to firm mustache wax. So everybody in the chat, I was going to do a trivia, and the first one. Sorry, I had some stuff to show off, but trick or treat trivia. So when the actual question pops up on the screen, first one to answer it correctly wins a mustache wax from Bay Area Beard Co. newly released. These are going for $12.99 for a 1 ounce on the site right now.
Am I allowed to drop out of the stream so I can go answer?
I mean, I don't know if you can get the mustache wax yet. Which U.S. state produces the most pumpkins? First one.
somebody's just typing all 50 states
And
going in.
Yes. So we have North Carolina, Iowa. Those are not correct. My man is hit the Google. Patrick Schramm is the winner. The correct answer is, if I could find that. I don't think it uploaded here. I don't think it actually uploaded, but the correct answer is Illinois. Illinois produces the most pumpkins per the U.S. Census Bureau. So, Patrick, you got yourself a Bay Area Beard Co. mustache wax.
Congrats, Patrick.
Is there a little bit of a lag for you, Aaron?
Just
There's a little bit of a lag for you. Am I lagging or is it just a tad? Okay, because I know like we're off a little bit on the where I don't know if you could see my lips moving. I know I'm covered here, but just want to make sure there's not too much of a lag for anybody watching too. If there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah, it's lagging. Is it pretty bad? But anyway, mustache wax is available now on the website. They're only $12.99 for a 1 ounce. These will be naturally scented, so you're going to have a little bit of the pine from the pine rosin, coconut oil. It's a nice fresh scent, but something people have been asking for. So that is out now. If you have a mustache and you like to hold it, and the beeswax doesn't do it for you as far as like in the balm, because that's a light hold, more of a conditioning balm. I didn't have any more of the shoes, but I could ask you this. What are your favorite shoes? Either ones you've reviewed, maybe not ones to wear, but or ones just in general that you've come across so far in your YouTube channel journey?
So I've got a couple of
not even ones that you own per se.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of stories. Like the sneaker community would call an attainable sneaker that you are striving to get, like a grail sneaker, like something that you have to have in the collection for whatever reason is considered a grail sneaker. So I busted out a couple shoes. I've got them to my right here. But the first one that I was going to show off, this is the Nike SB Sean Cliver.
Ooh.
And this is actually a holiday themed pair for Christmas. And I mean, they're gorgeous. I just like the coloration in general, but so many sneakers have really cool storytelling. So you can see the snowflake perforations.
No, that's really neat. That's cool.
Yeah, that's dope. And then like on the insole, you can see the elves are making toys.
Wow, these are detailed.
This is a really, really cool pair. I haven't worn these. I'm terrified to mess up these bottoms because they look so pretty. But yeah, I love this pair. I could take this out and stare at it for a while and be happy.
Is that something that your wife might catch you doing from time to time? Just pulling the shoes out and looking at them?
On me staring at my shoes. Yeah, probably. She's like, what are you doing this again? So on my channel, if you guys like thrifting, I actually did a thrifting series where I started with $40 and I went out to thrift stores, Plato's Closets, yard sales, and I bought and sold sneakers up to my grail sneaker. This is my ultimate grail sneaker here. This is like a $700 shoe. So I started with $40
Wow.
And I worked my way up through videos to get to $700 to be able to purchase this shoe. This is the origin story Air Jordan 1. This is the Spider-Man Air Jordan 1. You can see the Spider-Man colors there. And then like the Spider-Man suit upper right there, translucent outsoles. But so for me, like,
beautiful shoe.
Not to get super deep into anything, but for me, I was bullied really hard in middle school and high school. And so in being bullied, like my outlet was kind of Spider-Man and superheroes, like, the hope of somebody saving the day, that kind of thing. I don't want to get like super in depth about all that, but Spider-Man has always been my favorite superhero. So these had a lot of sentimental value to me. And so I worked my way up over the course of a year making videos thrifting to get this pair. So that was really cool. And these will never leave the collection. I actually just purchased these like 2 weeks ago.
And that was, you didn't purchase those through thrifting. You worked your way up thrifting other shoes to eventually be able to get that shoe.
Exactly. Yep. So I bought and sold a lot of used sneakers, like going to Plato's Closet or to a thrift store, and the thrift store doesn't know exactly what they have. I find a sneaker for cheap and I resell it on eBay. And eventually I worked my way up to that $700 mark to be able to purchase that sneaker.
That's pretty awesome. And it took you a year to get there.
Yeah. So I don't get to go thrifting a ton, right? It's just something I do every once in a while after work. But yeah, it took me a year to get from $40 to $700.
That's the opposite of what I did. My girlfriend actually had me get rid of a bunch of shoes to Plato's Closet. I did reverse thrifting.
Nice.
It's where your girlfriend moves in and tells you have too many shoes and then makes you get rid of them. If she comes out here and attacks me, we're live. Just want to let you know. I don't want anyone to see a live stabbing. It's not a Halloween prank. Okay, I think we're fine. All right, we're okay. Keep going.
2 more I'll show off. This one is the Nike SB Dunk High Tauntaun. The Tauntaun is a creature in the Star Wars universe. But the reason I show this one off is because this pair is from 2011.
Wow.
So at this point, this is a 12-year-old shoe, and it still looks really good to be a 12-year-old sneaker. So this was a Star Wars grail for me. So I love that pair. Just Star Wars themed, really cool. And then probably my favorite pair, probably my wife's favorite pair in my collection too, is this pair. This is called the Lost at Sea pair. I'm trying to get this close to the camera. Can you see that the leather is cracked right here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's a really cool touch. But the story behind these was in 1990, which was the year that I was born, there was a shipping container coming from China to the U.S. with a bunch of Nike sneakers on it after they'd been created or manufactured. A shipping container fell off the cargo ship during a storm, and a lot of the pairs washed up on shore, and they were Air Flight 90s, but they were in this color. So Nike created a sneaker to commemorate those sneakers that washed up on shore, all waterlogged and damaged and sun dried and all that stuff. So they made this pair to look like them. So super aged, cracked, all that stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And it happened in my birth year. So I thought that was a really cool story.
Wow. It's like you feel that you don't know that there are really, really, really cool stories behind a lot of these shoes, whether or not be a rapper collaboration, or just a really cool theme for a holiday or a special day or to commemorate an event, that also pertains to your birthday. Sometimes they're just not shoes. They have a whole lot deeper meaning and why you would want to collect them. And that these are shoes that will be in your collection because they're yours. That's not for resale. So that's actually really awesome. So really good stories behind those, by the way.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I am drawn a lot of times more to the story behind a shoe than I am the colorway of a shoe. I still like certain colorways because I like to wear certain colors. I'm a huge Miami Dolphins fan. So you being in Florida, you probably have a lot of Dolphins fans, probably more Buccaneers fans where you are. But so I gravitate towards teals and oranges and that kind of stuff. Hey, there you go. They're playing right now, so I'm surprised we're actually doing this.
They are. I totally forgot they're playing on Thursday night. So, yeah, I hope they're doing well. Anybody want to post the score? Go Bucks. There's plenty of Bills fans probably out there right now watching too.
Yeah, as a Dolphins fan, I hate the Bills, so I really need y'all to win tonight.
Oh, that's right. So you definitely need the Buccaneers to do you a little bit of a favor. Well, it's a close one. It's 3-0 Bills in the second quarter. So
Okay.
I attended the Falcons Buccaneers game over the weekend, and disappointing loss for sure. That was a heartbreaker to be able to tie it at the end of the game and then to lose before
Right.
with 30 some seconds left.
And
Yeah.
you're a Ohio State fan. Did I get that right?
Yep. Ohio State Buckeyes fan, originally from Columbus. So big Buckeyes fan.
So for
Yep.
me,
3 Bills, 3.
yeah. So for me, I'm a huge UNC fan for college.
Okay.
Go Heels. Big North Carolina fan. Being in Virginia, we don't have any professional teams, so I just kind of picked all over the map. I threw darts and wherever they landed, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, if you're in Virginia, you have the like the DMV, where like you almost have like Washington D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and kind of sort of like the Carolinas a little bit. So you kind of had your pick of like a whole area of teams. I know a lot of people that are in Connecticut, kind of in like the New England Patriots or Boston. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Foxborough in Connecticut? It's not in actual Massachusetts, isn't it? Or it's not in Boston. I think
Yeah,
like where that stadium is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's so you have a nice area of sports teams, even though technically there's none in Virginia itself, right?
Right. So if you don't mind, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yeah. So what got you started in producing beard care products?
I mean, I have hopefully I got some new viewers where they haven't heard this story yet. But I have a little bit of a journey where I was kind of doing like almost like a change of persona. My father, unfortunately, had come down with dementia, and was taking care of him for a while, and kind of growing up, I could never really grow a beard. I know a lot of guys probably had been able to grow beard their whole life, where I couldn't. My father could only ever grow a mustache. It's all he could have. He couldn't grow anything else. So I don't know where this came from, but kind of started slowly. Maybe had some scruff, and then was able to kind of grow a beard. And from the beard, actually, kind of popped off like a little bit of a modeling career with Harley Davidson. I got scouted by a modeling agency after the beard started to come in, and from there it was like, all right, well, this is forever now. But during that journey, a lot of men would approach me and ask me questions about the beard and maintenance and how to grow one, and I didn't have any answers for them. And I didn't use beard products early on either. I was not familiar with beard care at all. Probably within the first 3 years, 2 to 3 years of having even just kind of like a shorter beard. And then when I first got started, you buy the store-bought ones, unscented, or you go on eBay and you buy some products. Sorry, this is a long answer, but so after my father passed, I was looking for a purpose in life, and honestly, just socially, it became such a really good topic of conversation to pursue. And so I kind of started to create beard products, and they became really popular. And then they're kind of fell into the going bigger with the company, and getting really kind of attacking my creative side, and it's been pretty fun since then. So that's the long answer, but yeah, that's just growing one kind of kickstarts the journey to
I hear you.
create. How long have you had your beard?
Cool. So I actually just went to a conference in San Antonio last week, and I just trimmed it. I mean, I've probably had it for me and my wife been married for 7 years, so probably 7 years since I've been clean shaven. But it's always about this length, like the very like the razor guard is on two, trim it up, and that's it. Um, if it gets
Yeah.
to that like 4 or 5 point, it's very wiry and curly, and it just gets kind of like fluffy, I guess is the right word. And so my wife doesn't like that, and so I trim it up.
Yeah, we're the opposite. I think if mine ever caught me trimming it, she would remove the scissors from my hand. So
She glue it
they
back on.
they they will. Yeah, the the women will kind of dictate the length of the beard. I know. You also, if you have a 1-year-old, that'll help you kind of decide how long you can keep your beard too. 1-year-old.
Grab and tug.
Yeah. um. So while we're on the Halloween theme, you mentioned your favorite of the three that you had was Smashed. I guess we can go in the comments too. Do you have for Halloween what you would consider your best Halloween candy?
Okay, so this is a more complex answer than people think, right?
And everybody in the chat too. What is the best Halloween candy or your favorite?
Put it down there.
Put that in the chat. We'll talk about what the best ones are.
So this is a complex answer because when you were growing up and you were going trick or treating, you wanted to find the people that were giving out like whole freaking candy bars, right? Not like the single pieces. You wanted those people that were giving out a whole candy bars. Like, so for me, if anybody gave me a pack of Reese's that had more than one, because I always thought the single Reese's were too small. If you gave me actual Reese's, that was the tip top thing that you could give me for Halloween candy.
So as a kid, when you would trick or treat, are you talking like the little small ones in the gold wrappers type
Yeah.
Reese's, or are you talking about the single, the large cup, but a single serving, if you will?
Yeah. So like the Reese's miniatures, I could not stand those.
Which one? Okay.
Yeah, it was too much work to get like just that little piece of Reese, It was like, why do I have to unwrap each one of these things to get this tiny syrup, you know?
Yeah, that's a tough one because like if they only give you one or two, those are gone really fast. Reese cups, I guess obviously the Reese's pumpkins are the best thing ever made, but
For sure.
the Reese's eggs, the chocolate to peanut butter ratio in those is perfect.
Yeah. Reese's in shapes are better.
They are better in shapes than they are in the cups. I think that you get that little bit of the hard chocolate around the edge with the ridges. The softer chocolate in the shapes where they're just like a big plump ball of peanut. Yeah, those are much better, I think. So as like a Halloween candy, those would always be my favorite too, but those are year round for me.
Yeah.
Mike says Payday. Payday's is the favorite Halloween candy. Dana, Milky Way bars. We have Milky Way is a tough one to sell for sure. If you have Snickers, it's like you don't like peanuts. Patrick, Charleston Chew. All right, a little chocolate and marshmallow fluff, I think. And Ellie says all of the Reese's.
Good choice.
Yeah, Thomas said black licorice, which I don't understand that one. That's a tough one to sell.
That's
Um,
that's a no
but
for me, dog.
but it's a no for me, dog. I do know that Twizzlers, for some reason, would start an argument in the beard community when you talk about are Twizzlers real. But I've always been a big Twizzlers fan. It's one of my favorite. It's more of like a movie candy for me, not necessarily a Halloween candy.
Yeah, I'm like a Sour Patch Kids. Like if I was going fruitier candy, Sour Patch Kids are a good one, and I like the little packs on Halloween that people give you.
Okay, little packs, yeah, that's good. Like Smarties, underrated. I think Smarties. I know it's just flavored sugar, hard candy, but like Smarties, underrated. Isaac, regular Hershey bars, which is brew Kit Kats are pretty good. I gotta check those out. I think they came out with like a churro Kit Kat. I mean, let's go. Mike, Heath bars, underrated. My dad was a Rolos fan. I don't know if you have any Rolo fans in the house.
That's like the quintessential. Yeah, the
What's another one too? I think that the Heath bar, those were hard. I think as a kid, those were rock hard. I don't how many people understand. Like there's Butterfinger, which is solid Halloween candy, but little less known. But I think it was actually made by Hershey's as the Fifth Avenue bar, which is basically their version of the Butterfinger. Much better. I don't think it's around anymore as it used to be. I'm old. Yeah, Chris wants melt them between two Ritz crackers. That's, I mean, could you do that with any chocolate caramel? Probably too. Bit honeys. Smartest thing they ever did was come out with a chewable version because those were also the worst to try and eat. Whatchamacallits, also great Halloween candy, I think. There's some of these only, even though they're year round, kind of only rear their heads around Halloween. That's the great
right.
part about Halloween candy is like it allows for specific candies to kind of be like, hey, we're here too, to reintroduce you to the candies, chocolates that you might not think about anymore, that they're not in the regular rotation.
You kind of get reintroduced to a lot of things that you forgot were there.
Yes. Like ones things you would never eat, even though they're always in the candy aisle. Like I think one of the things that's always in a Halloween basket, which I think I could talk about next on the not on the worst Halloween candies. We'll go there. Um, what is the worst Halloween candy?
It's in that picture.
It is. It is in that picture. This is an easy one. I think there's only one worst Halloween candy, right?
Let me throw out like two or three.
Okay.
The first one, circus peanuts.
Yep.
Awful. Uh Second one, anything licorice, but like good and plenty in particular.
Good and plenty black licorice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not fooling us with the candy coating. We know what's
No.
in there.
And then what were they called? Like I don't want to say that, like I don't want to mess the wording up. Were they like nickel nips, like the little wax bottles?
Okay, Nips. I was gonna say Necco wafers was another thing. It
Oh,
was like Smarties without the flavor. Yeah, Thomas, you already said black licorice. We know that you're on the circus peanuts train. Um, And we had this conversation last night, me and my girlfriend, about circus peanuts. Where are they a Halloween candy? And if so, how are you getting them in your Halloween basket? Because they're like a good size. Each one is like the size of a beard oil bottle. I don't know where you're in. They don't come individually wrapped, and you
I,
don't want to have like them open handed in your basket.
so I think somebody made them not to be a Halloween candy, but then decided to make them orange, so they, by association with the color, became a Halloween candy.
Hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't they? And I talked to somebody in the United Kingdom too about this, that they don't have circus peanuts, or maybe they do, but they actually have something else. It's a banana. And I think the circus peanuts are a banana flavor, if I'm not mistaken. It's the banana flavor that's not manufactured anymore.
That sounds worse to me than regular circus peanut.
Yeah, it's a peanut that's like a banana flavored foam.
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so they're not good. I mean, my full answer would be candy corn. Candy corn's it's got to be the worst, or those little candy pumpkins. Um, they're just great mascot. This is where it's twofold. Great mascot for Halloween, terrible candy. They are awful, in my opinion. Great looking shoe though. I like that the swoosh actually has the yellow stitching around it too. Oh, great for a mascot, great for decoration, orange, yellow, white, fantastic color scheme. I mean, it's in the overlay. I like it. Yeah, I said banana peanuts did exist, but sucked. Not fun.
Do you have any kids?
I do not. No.
Gotcha. So I
Yeah,
have
no kids.
two boys, a 3-year-old
So you
and a
have
1 year
two.
old. Yep. And so my
Oh,
three
what's so trick
yeah,
or
so my
treat?
my 3-year-old, sorry, he is in the
No.
inflatable phase. So my house is now, I never thought that I would be the guy with inflatable decorations in his yard. And now I have become the full-on inflatable decoration guy in the neighborhood. I've got all these Halloween inflatable blow-ups in my front yard because my 3-year-old loves.
What's his favorite? What's the go-to? Is there a theme, or are they completely random?
They're all like pumpkins and trees and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, all like not scary, but he just loves inflatable blow up decorations right now.
Well, I have one of those too. She is 30, going on 3. She also likes inflatables. And as a fun fact about spooky girlfriends, you have to invite them in your house or they can't come in. Because once they are in, they will decorate your house fully in Halloween decor, inside and out. And according to her, you can't get rid of her. So I'm just telling you the urban legend of the spooky girlfriend. Just letting
Got it.
everyone know. Um, I have one in my house. It's something new every day. She got her a pumpkin. It's going to be a carving. Hopefully, she doesn't bring any candy corn in this house. But that's the one part about being a dad too. Right now, for you with a 3-year-old, you could take them trick or treating. It's all yours.
That's
It's all yours.
it's yeah, I we can disguise it under the I don't want you to eat this much candy, but really it's because I want to eat this much candy.
Yeah, I think 4 and 5 and 6, they get some of the candy, but 3, that's a 100% take, I think, on that. And how old? I know some of the parents in the chat too. how old can you really, or what's the best excuse for taking your kids' candy? What was one that you used that allowed you to confiscate the majority of the candy from the kids?
Oh man, I know a lot of I know a lot of people that love to blame the neighbor's integrity, right? Oh, there could be razor blades in this, right? And obviously you
Oh
should look
yeah, I
in
got sample.
exactly.
Yeah, I gotta sample it. Checking for razor blades. Hmm,
Uh-huh.
that's a good one. That's also, I think, like what some of the, or that's, is that obviously real, not good, but I feel like that's one of the excuses that the parents use. Um, just like don't eat raw cookie dough. You just, well, you don't want us to have any fun.
Right.
Just trying to have some fun out here. I do have another trivia. I was going to give away a free bottle of Smashed,
Hey,
Darren's favorite, my favorite, probably the most popular. It is Halloween. This is an Oktoberfest scent. It is a pumpkin spice, uh, pumpkin ale scent. Um, so I wanted to throw out another trivia question. If you guys are in the chat, first one to answer correctly, I will send you a bottle of the Smashed beard oil. Or Scorned, if you prefer Scorned. I do have some of those left as well. Can do, if you prefer kettle corn, caramel, apple over the pumpkin spice. I'll send you either one you want. Just let me know in chat, or you can message me on Instagram.
go with smashed.
First one to get first, if they don't already have it too. I think this might be first one to get this correctly. Name the I guess the personality or person that the original Michael Myers mask was modeled from. Who?
I know the answer to this one.
What was this a Halloween mask of? Which person that they cut and doctored and fixed to work? My man Chris. Chris was fast with that one. It is a William
Uh-huh.
Shatner Captain Kirk mask. I'll give you William Shatner, but from what I've been told, it was a Star Trek. It was a William Shatner Captain Kirk mask. Congratulations, Chris. You got yourself a bottle of either Smashed or Scorned, just in time for Halloween.
Congrats, Chris.
Congrats, buddy. That was one of the really cool things on we got to watch on Netflix was the movies that made us, which was kind of like they were individual documentary style, not shorts, but they were each about an hour, about Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Alien, some of the movies that you got to learn a little bit behind the scenes about, and what was going on.
What's so in the chat, what's everybody's favorite Halloween movie or scary movie?
I'll put mine down. Put mine in the chat. Why they're doing that? What is yours? What is your favorite? I mean, they don't even have to be technically a Halloween movie. It could
Yeah.
just be a scary movie.
So best scary movie ever is probably Jaws. If you consider that
Okay,
a
not one I'd heard.
so Jaws is probably number one. Alien is probably in the top three, and then Jurassic Park, which is kind of horror adjacent.
Okay, it is more. It's more thriller than horror scary. That's more like I think thriller drama. I think. Um, yeah, Freddy holds us. You know, he's of the slasher films. I always liked him. He. It's the sarcasm that won me over. I think as a kid, he was the funny one. He could talk, and then Jason, Michael Myers, the rest of them didn't really talk. They didn't communicate with you per se. Uh, for me, Freddy Krueger was one of the ones where you could, he would mess with you. He would have like an intellectual conversation with you before he killed you. Chris mentioned this. I was going to bring this up too. Event Horizon was one of the original films I think I saw when I was probably 17 or 18 years old. Really freaky twist. It's one of the was a twist scary ending, which was really good. Really, really scary. Wedding video. Was the hair reversed on that one? Yeah, that was another one too. Pinhead, I think, was Hellraiser. I don't think I could get into that as a kid. That one was a little bit too freaky, I think. It was too dark, too that was definitely a horror film. Too much blood and guts, I think. So I don't think that I had any other things, but I can again mention that congratulations to Patrick. Bay Area Beard Co. Mustache Wax is available. Zebulun, the 10th tribe of Israel, is now out. Find an affiliate code or use Bible20, get 20% off that. Congratulations to Chris. He did pick Smashed. It's probably one of the most popular scents that I have had in a while. So thank you for that. Darren, thank you for joining us. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or mention before you go?
Nah, man. So make sure y'all go check out Bay Area Beard Co. All the awesome products he's putting out. Go subscribe to the channel. Let's get up over 100 subscribers. I appreciate you for having me on, man. It was a blast. Enjoyed hanging out with you for a few minutes. And hopefully chat enjoyed it too.
If anybody on here is sneakerhead, we have a shoe tuber that mentioned earlier has over 350 videos. Help him out by giving him a subscription. Like some of his videos. If you want to check out the one he did where he reached out to over 150 apparel and Instagram companies. Really cool thing he did. That's really putting yourself out there, and hey, you made a friend. So,
Sir.
He does do a short review on the Bay Area Beard Co. oils. So I'm really thankful he did that and was able to have us on his channel. I had a blast, and I really appreciate you coming on. Especially it was a little tiny bit short notice, but I'm glad you could be here. We could hang out and chat. And thank you for everybody tuning in. So give him a follow, Instagram,
One more thing
and YouTube.
one more thing I'm gonna plug is that Matt and I talked a little bit, and if you follow my channel at all, I do hope to have Matt on, and I'm gonna do a challenges of creating your own business or starting a business, because a lot of people that follow my channel are aspiring resellers and aspiring to get into that business world. So I think that that would pertain very well to my audience. So I will have Matt over on my channel at some point in the near future. So come follow the channel if you want to see Matt on my channel, and we'll chop it up there too.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. We didn't talk too much about beers. I'd like to get to know you, get to know the guests a little bit more, talk about what you do. I think everybody in here is probably already purchased the new release or was going to, regardless of the show. So I'm glad they got to kind of be introduced to someone who does something a little bit different than what we're used to and have a great time doing it. Congratulations to the winners. Darren, thank you very much. I know we'll definitely be chatting again. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Scruff Enuff. See you guys.